You may now please take your seats.
No. Wait.
फोटो सेट कितना है सारा
वो कैन हटा नु करे ऐसे मत करो ना यार कोई सेटिंग की नहीं बोला
I now request the chairman, Catholic Senate, Professor N. Satyamurthy, to award the degrees. Please step up to the stage as your names are called. First, we will call PhD graduates. PhD graduates of 2014, Sadhika Kullar. Mental Organic Coordination Networks comprised of divalent mental centers and multi-atom carboxylate linkers under the guidance of Dr. Sanjay Mandal. Sen Gupta wrote a thesis on extremal extensions of positive maps and bounded entangled quantum states under the guidance of Professor Arvind. The following students are also PhD graduates of 2014. They are unable to attend. The degree may kindly be conferred in absentia. Neha Jain wrote a thesis on chain collapse, aggregation and membrane-induced folding up amyloidogenic proteins under the guidance of Dr. Samrat Mukhopadhyay. Matsendra Nath Shukla wrote a thesis on NMR spectroscopic investigations at diffusion and textures of small molecules, fluorinated drugs, and biomolecules in membrane-limiting environment under the guidance of Dr. Kavita Durai. Now we call BSMS graduates. BSMS graduates of 2014, Dilraj Singh.
ठीक है अच्छा ओके ठीक है
विवेक सिंह आकांक्षा शर्मा, आकाश कुमार शर्मा, आलोक कुमार, अमित रंजन, चक्रवर्ती, अनुराग कुलकर्णी, आशिमा अरोड़ा, आशीष वर्मा, आशुतोष त्रिपाठी, अतुल मंत्री, अतुल वर्मा, भारत कुमार गहलोत, दिया रॉय, चमनलाल महावर, चंद्रकला मीना, दानिश शमून, देवदत्ता सिन्हा रॉय, देवी प्रसाद कर, दीपक सरोहा, धीरेन्द्र प्रताप सिंह,
एक मिनट मामा,
गौरव अग्रवाल, गौरव वर्मा, हरजीत सिंह, हिमांशु, नागपाल, हितेश गखड़, इंद्रजीत, इंदु वर्मा, जितिन भगवती परम्परा, जुगल पंत, ज्योति सैनी, कमल पुनीत कौर, कपिल भारती, कर्ण प्रताप सिंह यादव, करमदीप सिंह, कृतिका सिंघल, कुलदीप सिंह तोमर, लोकेश कुमार, मयंक चुप, मयंक मिश्रा, मीनाक्षी पगड़िया, नैन्सी माथुर, नरेंद्र पाल सिंह, नीरज, निष्ठा अग्रवाल, नितिन शर्मा, प्रदीप गुप्ता, प्रियंका डोगरा, Ravi, Rahul Kumar Yadav, Rajveer Nehra, Ravi Yadav, Rishi Raj, Sakshan Singh, Sampat Kumar Sharma, Sapna Meena, Shambhu Yadav, Shiv Charan Dudi, Shivpal Singh Kanu, Sonia Sharma, Srishti Batra, Titish Gupta, Uttam Kumar Saini, Vidit Agrawal, Vikas Dindwal, Brinda Ravi Kumar, Dash Moria, and Mariam Fatima. May I request the Chairman, Board of Governors, Professor K.K. Talwar, to give his effort to the award of degrees by signing the registers of degree awardees of IISER Mohali. The graduating class of 2014 will now rise. Let us congratulate the graduates of 2014. Give them a clap. Academic class of 2014.
Remember that your knowledge and intellectual attainment is the most sacred wealth of the nation. You shall therefore use it in a manner befitting the honor and dignity of your country and of your alma mater. You shall make every effort in all circumstances to uphold the dignity of your profession and integrity of your character. You shall endeavor in every way, through thought, word, and action, to bring about the well-being of the people. You must live a well-disciplined life. Never forget the commandment of the sacred scriptures. Thou shalt perform deeds that are commendable and no others.
Now take your seats. May I request the Chairman, Board of Governors, Professor K.K Talwar, to present the special awards for the graduates of 2014. Mr. Devdatta Sinha Roy is awarded the President's Gold Medal the Professor S.N. Call Medal for the best all-round performance in the class. Mr. Mayam Chok receives the certificate. Certificate for the best academic performance among physics majors in the class of I now request our Director, Professor N. Satyamurthy, to present the report of the Institute.
Professor Talwar, Chairman Board of Governors, Dr. Kasturirangan, Member Planning Commission Govt of India, members of the Senate and the Board, Dr. Bapaya, the Registrar, dear graduates, their proud parents, faculty, staff, and students of IISER Mohali, distinguished guests. On behalf of IISER Mohali and on my own, I welcome you all to the third convocation of IISER Mohali. A period of 7 years and a half has elapsed since the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh, laid the foundation stone of IISER Mohali on September 27, 2006. It is nearing 7 years since the first class was held on August 16, 2007 in the Transit Campus in MG Sipa Complex, Chandigarh. The Central Analytical Facility, the first building in the campus, was inaugurated on March 27, 2010, and the first hostel was occupied on December 3, 2010. We vacated the Transit Campus about a year ago, and we have been consolidating our efforts in the present campus since then. We are nearing the completion of Phase 1 construction. When we look back at the progress made in the last 6+ years, we have every reason to be happy. With the help of CPWD, we have been able to build our classrooms, laboratories, hostels, and residences in record time, thanks to the liberal support given by the Government of India through the Planning Commission and the Ministry of Human Resource Development. We hope to soon move into 3 buildings being built by BSMS. We watched with pride the first batch of BSMS students graduating on July 25, 2012 and the second batch on May 25, 2013. While the first convocation gave honorary doctorate degree to Professor C.N.R. Rao, the chief architect of all IISERs, the second convocation gave away 3 PhD degrees. The beauty of academic institutions like IISERs is that bright young boys and girls enter the portals of the institute only to leave its premises after 5 years as bright young men and women ready to face the world. In addition to learning subjects of their choice, they learn to deal with fellow colleagues and learn to lead an independent life away from home. The number of students enrolling in our 5-year BSMS dual degree program is steadily increasing. Our first batch had only 25 students. In July 2014, we will be admitting 200. We admit perceptive students in the country who are either KVPY scholars, JEE rankers, or students who come within top 1% of school boards. We have close to 200 PhD scholars currently enrolled, and we hope that we will be able to admit about 200 PhD scholars per year in the coming years. We have 37 students enrolled in our post-BSc PhD program. We plan to admit more in the coming years. IISER Mohali is committed to strengthening the postdoctoral program. We have about 20 postdoctoral fellows in the institute, and some of them come with their own funds. Such a program is essential for an increased output from our well-equipped laboratories and will contribute to an increase in high-quality trained manpower in the country. We have got some of the best faculty in the country. Some of them are Bhatnagar Award winners and fellows of academies. Some of the young ones have won several accolades like the Ramanujan Fellowship, Ramalinga Swami Fellowship, and Welcome DBT grants. We crossed the 100 research publications per year mark last year. Still, we have a long way to go. The President of India is keen on finding Indian institutions among the top 200 in the world in the next few years. He has taken a keen interest in the progress of IISERs. The directors of all the 5 IISERs and Indians of Science Bangalore had the privilege of making presentations to the Honorable President. We will do everything possible to make sure that IISER Mohali emerges as a leading science institution in the country and in the world. In the meantime, I would like to mention about the uniqueness of our output. Some of the research publications from IISER Mohali are co-authored by our undergraduates. We have filed a total of 13 patents, one of them by an undergraduate. A number of students presented papers in national and international conferences. Quite a few bagged the best poster award too. The research output and recognition among the peers reflect the quality of our faculty members. Some of the research output has appeared on the cover page of esteemed professional journals too. The faculty members have been able to attract research funding from government agencies like the Department of Science and Technology, the Department of Biotechnology, and the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, New Delhi, and also from the Department of Atomic Energy, National Board of Higher Mathematics, and the Nano Mission. One of our colleagues, Dr. Santanu Paul, has come up with a liquid crystalline material that can act as biosensor. The liquid helium facility is functional. Dr. Gautam Sheet was excited and called me when he detected the formation of the first drop of liquid helium at IISER Mohali. This facility will be used for low temperature physics experiments involving high magnetic fields. This also means that we can provide liquid helium to our own NMR facility and we can undertake research in low temperature physics. Last year, Dr. Anant Venkatesan announced that he could reach around 10 millikelvin temperature in his lab. He has started using this facility to study nano devices. Our high resolution mass spectrometer has started functioning. Our animal facility will be functional before the next convocation. The informatics center will house our computers and will provide an excellent ambience for reading journals and books or merely to relax and retrospect. Often strong minds accompany strong bodies. Our sports facility, which is coming up soon, attests to this. Our students are second to none in cultural activities, a fact borne by their vibrant, creative endeavor exhibited during the cultural events held in the auditorium. We have been able to attract several distinguished visitors from India and abroad. Professor Michael Bayer from Hebrew University, Jerusalem, Israel, spent a semester teaching a highly specialized course on beyond Born-Oppenheimer approximation. Professor Mangal Sundar Krishnan from IIT Madras agreed to spend a part of his sabbatical at IISER Mohali and teach a course on thermodynamics. Under the DSP Max Planck Partner Group, Dr. Shravan Kumar Mishra organized a mini symposium on ubiquitarian systems and cellular process in October 2013. With a fully functional lecture hall complex that you witnessed and the visitors hostel, we could collaborate with Punjab University and IMTech and host the annual meeting of the Indian Academy of Sciences, Bangalore. Dr. Krishnendra Gangabadhyay of IISER Mohali, his collaborative effort with Dr. Prabhakar of IIT Ropar in organizing a workshop on knot theory is worth mentioning. Very recently, Krishnendra and Mahendra Singh of our institute organized a workshop on group theory. The annual meeting of the Indian Astronomical Society with more than 300 participants was held in IISER Mohali in March 2014. A national seminar on crystallography with about 100 participants was also organized the same month. What this means is that IISER Mohali plays a catalytic role in bringing great minds together. Our students and faculty are immediate beneficiaries. On behalf of the Indian National Science Academy in New Delhi, IISER Mohali organized a seminar on the history of chemistry in India. The proceedings of that meeting will appear as a special issue of the Indian Journal of History of Science. We have had several eminent scholars giving public lectures and colloquia in the campus. NIPER, IMTech, and Punjab University provided moral and physical support when we started functioning in 2007. I am glad to mention that we are able to provide accommodation for their visitors in our visitors hostel. In organizing conferences and workshops together, IISER Mohali has indubitably extended warm fellowship to its neighboring institutions. In effect, a virtual organization called the Chandigarh Region Innovation and Knowledge Cluster, CRIC, has been formed, with the Punjab University playing a leading role. This will go a long way in our pursuing scientific problems together. The first collaboration with industry has been started with Piramal Enterprise, Mumbai, by Dr. Anshuman Rai Chaudhary of Chemical Sciences. To ensure that IISER Mohali reaches out to future scientists of India in and around the region, an outreach program has been initiated. Particularly on Saturdays, you can see bus loads of students from schools and colleges visiting us, listening to lectures and visiting labs. In addition, many colleagues go to nearby colleges to talk on various aspects of their research, sometimes popularizing science. Our students organize lots of science-related activities on the Science Day each year. I am proud to say that our students are aware of the social responsibility. They try to teach the children of the migrant labor working in our building, working in building our campus. They contribute and collect donations in cash and kind and make sure that some of these children go to nearby schools. The unstinted support from the faculty, staff, students, the chairman, and the members of the Board of Governors of IISER Mohali made IISER Mohali what it is today. I want to thank them all on this joyous occasion. I am grateful to Dr. Kasturirangan for kindly consenting to be the chief guest and for addressing our young graduates. Our present will be judged by its future, by our future. The graduate students will bring laurel to the alma mater as they fly high in their lives. To them I say, when you do well, remember your alma mater. In a way, we are like your parents who are always there with you. All the best in whatever you do, wherever you go. Jai Hind.
Chairman, Board of Governors, Professor K.K Talwar, to address the gathering and introduce our chief guest, Dr. K. Kasturirangan.
Esteemed Dr. Kasturirangan, Member Planning Commission Govt of India, President, Director of the institution, members of the board, members of the Senate, eminent guests, esteemed faculty of the institute, graduating students of the IISER Mohali, friends. It's my pleasure and honor to preside over this function as chairman of the BOG of this institute. Since the director has placed his detailed report before us, setting out all the important achievements and events at IISER Mohali, I will only briefly highlight a few of the more exciting ones to me. One of the unique things about IISER is that undergraduates are initiated into research early on. I am very happy to learn that research has become a way of life at IISER Mohali, and some of the undergraduates, as per the postgraduate student, publish research papers before they leave the portals of the institute. The BOG has considered special award to students whose papers are published. I am also happy to learn from the director that more than half of our MS students go for PhD. It's also extremely heartening to know that the institute has come up with a unique arrangement by which research scholars in neighboring institutes like the Institute for Nanoscience and Technology, National Agro-Biotechnology Institute, and the Center for Innovative and Applied Bioprocessing can register for PhD in IISER Mohali. This will bring these institutes and IISER Mohali closer and facilitate them in cross-feeding ideas in interdisciplinary areas. It's a matter of pride for all of us that the first officer of the Center for Institute of Applied Bioprocessing, earlier called BPU, was set up in the IISER campus, and the Indian National Science in this Nanotechnology Institute also set up one of the labs in our engineering building recently. I understand from the director that the visitors hostel was designed and built keeping in mind that it will have not only the IISER but also the neighboring institution. It has already started facilitating many workshops and conferences in the region. Being the former director of PGI myself, I am happy that IISER and PGI, and President Chawla, President Director is here, Punjab University, President Arun is here, and several other institutions in Chandigarh Mohali region have come together and started functioning as a cluster called Chandigarh Region Innovation and Knowledge Cluster. I hope that this emerges as a virtual university soon. With the advent of NKN classroom and video facilities, CRIC should be able to function as a one academic entity, and I really congratulate Professor Grover for taking all these initiatives. It's indeed reassuring to hear from the colleagues at IISER Mohali that the research projects offer great promise for improving the lot of the common man of the country. I'm delighted to learn that, as Professor Satyaramurthy mentioned, that the liquid crystal biosensor developed by Dr. Santanu Paul could become a reality and help in clinical diagnostics. I'm also really impressed by the outreach program of the Institute to popularize science in school children. I congratulate the faculty of this program, and there is a dire need to popularize science to young minds, to attract them to science, particularly in this region. And let me also take this opportunity to congratulate all those who are receiving degrees and awards today. This is a moment of great pride for you, your teachers and parents who have helped you to shape your careers. May God bless you all with wisdom and strength to pursue your academic dreams and other endeavors. In India, with its 1.2 billion population, over 50% are below the age of 25. You all represent the future scientific force of the country. It's only by inculcating a scientific temper in our young mind that we can hope to progress as a nation and meet the multiple challenges that face us today. It is important to have dreams, but equally important to have the discipline and work ethic to achieve your goal. They say it's hard work and of course luck maybe which helps you to achieve your goal. You can't change your luck, but certainly regulate and influence your hard work and even to compensate for any deficiency in luck. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege for us that Dr. Kasturirangan has kindly agreed to the chief guest and address the graduates today. A scientist of his eminence and erudition need no introduction, but I think it's customary to say something. Dr. Kasturirangan was born in Ernakulam, Kerala, and he received his bachelor's degree from Ravana and Luya College, Mumbai, master degrees from Bombay University, and PhD degree from Gujarat University for the work done in high energy astronomy and physical research laboratory, Ahmedabad, in 1971. He started working for the Indian Space Research Organization and became its chairman in 1994. After working there for nearly a decade, he became a member of the Upper House, Rajya Sabha. He was the director of National Institute of Ahmedabad Studies, Bangalore, before becoming a member of Planning Commission, Govt of India. He is an honorary professor of physics at the Physical Research Laboratory and also at the Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research, Bangalore. As an astrophysicist, his interests include research in high energy X-ray and gamma ray astronomy as well as optical astronomy. He has made extensive and significant contribution to studies of cosmic X-ray and gamma ray sources and the effect of cosmic X-rays in the lower atmosphere. He was instrumental for the development of and launching of some of the world's best civilian remote sensing satellites, IISER 1C and 1D, new generation INSAT communication satellites, and the ocean observation satellites like IRS P3, P4. Under his leadership, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle PSLV and GSLV were developed, and he was the architect of Chandrayaan. The Indian space mission to Moon launched in 2008. Although many people question the wisdom of such an exercise by India, the discovery of water on Moon proved the value of such a mission. It takes visionaries like Dr. Kasturirangan to take bold steps that change the course of scientific development in the world. He has received so many awards and honors that it's difficult to list them all here. I would like to mention specifically that he received the Butagar Prize in Engineering Sciences. He is a fellow of all 3 science academies in the country, the Indian National Academy of Engineering and the 3rd World Academy of Sciences, HB. He was the president of the Indian Academy of Sciences, Bangalore, and then General President of the Indian Science Congress during 2002-2003. He received the Aryabhata Medal from the Indian National Science Academy in Delhi and the Theodore Von Karman Award from the International Academy of Astronautics. France. He has received the IISER Lifetime Achievement Award and the Vikram Sarabhai Memorial Gold Medal from the Indian Science Congress. He has received more than 20 honorary doctorate degrees from various academic institutions in the country. He received all the Padma Awards, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan and Padma Bhushan from the Government of India. He has been conferred the Officer of the Legion of Honor Award by the President of the French Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all of us at IISER Mohali, I express, sir, my gratitude to you for agreeing to the chief guest today. In 2006, I just want to remind him, as director of the PGI, I invited him as chief guest at the inauguration of the academic session. And when I approached him, I was not confident, but he was so prompt, and then he came and spent the whole day at PGI, which was so stimulus to our young residents. And I'd like to repeat what he said that time to the residents. He said, in the 21st century, just ask for the moon and stop at nothing else. Who knows, it might be your new address. I invite our esteemed chief guest to deliver his address to all of us gathered. Thank you.
Professor K.K. Talwar, Chairman of the Board of Governors, Professor N. Satyamurthy, Director, members of the Board of Governors, Senate members, Deans, Dr. Pai Papaya, the Registrar, members of the faculty and staff, dear students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. At the very outset, let me thank all of you for this unique privilege to address the third convocation of the Indian Institute of Science Education and Research. I am delighted by this opportunity to visit the beautiful and historic city of Mohali, officially named after the eldest son of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the revered 10th Guru of Sikhs. My greetings to all of you on this august occasion. A special word of appreciation to my dear students on this memorable day in your life, which represents a fitting finale to the years of hard work and dedication from each one of you. Director of the Institute has sent me some very nicely illustrated and informative documents about the scope and content of the different activities of this institute. And as you see from these, the educational program is thoughtfully crafted by combining teaching and research that encompasses a number of scientific disciplines taught in an interdisciplinary mode and integrated with social sciences and humanities, so as to give a holistic view. Further, you have a highly qualified faculty, many with PhDs from reputed international institutions and also from a number of Indian institutions. Further, I also know that there has been a steady stream of high quality publications. I think 100 you have crossed, that's what you mentioned, and that have appeared in some of the leading peer reviewed journals. I'm also really delighted to note from you that some of the undergraduate students are now authoring papers with the senior scientists, and this, I think, I'm sure that this will become a pattern rather than an exception in the years to come, and this institute will lead the way for others to follow. These characteristics are truly the hallmark of excellence and high standards. I take this opportunity to congratulate Chairman, Director, and all other members of the management and staff of the Institute for the spectacular progress that the Institute has made in a short time. Dear students, you are fortunate to have a group of illustrious and extraordinary individuals to guide the destiny of this institution. Professor K.K Talwar is an iconic figure among the medical community, whose contribution to the development of cardiology and allied subjects are seminal. I personally hold him in high esteem, not only for his accomplishments on the academic side, but also for his simplicity and unassuming nature, a true role model who inspires one and all. In fact, I do recall my own visit to his institute a few years back. It was quite revealing in terms of the variety, enthusiasm, and the kind of environment to which I was exposed. I myself was so much inspired that I blurted out everything that came in my mind, which he thinks was a very wonderful speech. But I tell you, the inspiration came from his institute, as many times it happens when you try to speak to an audience of this kind. Professor M. Satyamurthy, the erudite director, is a researcher par excellence, having made seminal contributions in theoretical chemistry and molecular reaction dynamics. My special congratulations to him for the recent discovery of the blue shift in stretching frequencies of molecules inside a fullerene cage. He exemplifies a rare combination of scientific excellence and keen commitment to perfection in any role that he undertakes, a visible impact of which is the performance of this institute itself. In addition, a dedicated faculty, young and experienced with outstanding credentials, have helped to create an academic ambience ensuring highest standards of education and research in a sustainable manner. Dear students, all of us here today, your teachers, your parents, and your friends take pride in you. I warmly congratulate each one of you who are receiving your degrees, awards, and medals as a fitting recognition of your academic accomplishments. You should know that you are among the fortunate few to have had the opportunity to study at this very special institution. With dreams and aspirations, you entered the portals of this institute when it was still in its infancy. And today, it has made you capable to face up to the most demanding challenges in your future life. May the value system that this institute has instilled in you guide you to set high standards in all the endeavors that you undertake in your life. Remember, dreamers are creators. We are witnessing a dramatic shift in the global scientific landscape, and India is being increasingly sought by other countries as a marketplace and also a potential outsourcing destination in research and manufacturing. What is important to know is that this offers immense opportunities and challenges to you. Search for knowledge and creativity has been the hallmark of our intellectual heritage. I am reminded of Rigveda, which set the tone since ancient times. Let noble thoughts come from everywhere unhindered and overflowing. And thus open-mindedness characterized our thinking process. The large number of scientific and related manuscripts speak volumes of the profound thoughts fostered by Indian savants over the centuries. Such a tradition knew no barriers. It is significant that even in the modern scientific context, traditional sciences have not taken a backseat. It is imperative that this rich heritage is fully taken cognizance of to ignite and kindle creativity in young minds for them to play an effective role in an ecosystem characterized by competition at global level. Emerging economies understand the roles the science and innovation play in the global marketplace and in economic competitiveness. They have increasingly placed a priority on building their capacity in science and technology. We have seen our neighboring countries like China, Korea, and Singapore have outpaced India in science and transformed from developing to advanced economies in a short span of time owing to a larger vision that correlated economic development to reforms in the education sector, in particular higher education and research. And I should say, IISER is the outcome of such thought process, that you introduced and established these kind of an educational system, which would become, I am sure, would be the one among the few in the world when it really starts maturing into a full-fledged system. But that the kind of signals that one needs to see as a part of a future already exists in this institute. We could not imagine just a few decades ago that people and institutions could be connected across the world in a borderless fashion, changing the way in which organizations can relate to each other and making the concept of distance somewhat obsolete. Similarly, none could imagine that this can cause hard times for those who fail to adopt. On the brighter side, these new tools of technology have also brought enormous capability for increasing transparency and improving governance. The downside, however, is that they can rapidly widen the gaps between the haves and the have-nots. If regulation and wisdom do not guide their application. Thus, we are in a new age where status quo is under challenge and the foundations of age-old institutions are in question. Dear students, today we are at a very crucial phase of development, particularly on the economic front. In a global economy, jobs can go anywhere. No one had anticipated that this can open up enormous opportunities for those possessing knowledge, irrespective of where they reside. In recent years, India, being the most cost-effective and labor-intensive economy, has benefited immensely from outsourcing of work from developed countries. With a good policy framework and strong fundamentals, we have the potential to sustain a high growth. It is estimated that by 2017, India may overtake France, UK and Brazil to become the 5th largest economy in the world. Further, by 2030, our share of the world GDP will increase to about 6%, amounting to something like $12 trillion, and will surpass Japan to become the 3rd largest economy in the world. India, with such a large economy, has the advantage of size, young population, and resources that will drive its growth in the future. The workforce in India is expected to increase, and India will reach its maximum ratio of working to non-working age population with 2.2 working people for every non-working by 2040. While other developing countries will experience less favorable demographic trend, India will be one of the economies with the highest ratios of working to non-working population, and you will be a part of that demography. But there can be setbacks if we do not make the best of the opportunity and show resolve. The challenges include lowering the incidence of poverty, broad-based and significant improvement in agriculture, healthcare, universal access to children's education, and increased access to higher education and skill development to meet the multi-dimensional challenges of the development. These in turn are also reflected in better opportunities for both employment and livelihood, and improvement in the provision of basic amenities like water, electricity, roads, sanitation, housing, etc., particularly in rural areas. Suitable environment and policy incentives for entrepreneurial activity are essential. Focus on productivity enhancing elements, especially those that follow from multidisciplinary human capital, scientific and technological research, and continuous innovative approaches to the problem will be of a great value. Over the past decades, our development plans have laid strong emphasis on investment in research and developing capabilities in science and technology. As a consequence, a strong base has been built in terms of institutional infrastructure, R&D facilities, and development of human resources. This is evident from our performance, which has resulted in significant SNT-led achievement in strategic sectors like space, atomic energy, and defense research. There is, however, an urgency to strengthen the role of SNT in the context of addressing the issues of social development. Major space missions, like I'll just touch upon a little bit on the space mission, are successfully launched, including the polar satellite and geosynchronous satellite launch vehicles. And I should also say these are not simple technologies, these are highly complex, needing the best of information with regard to the various aspects of disciplines of both science and technology. India has also the largest constellations of most versatile remote sensing satellites in the world. This despite the technology denial regime imposed on us. One of the recent and most significant achievements was the successful launch of India's first unmanned mission to moon, that is the Chandrayaan-1, in 2008, and the Mangalyaan, a more recent one in 2013. I may also here quote another example, that of India's initiatives in the polar science research. India conducted its first scientific expedition to South Pole in 2010, which significantly improved India's scientific capability in Antarctic. The point that this essentially means that we have today a means of accessing the polar regions, conduct polar science research, and that to overcoming many of the problems and the hurdles of environment, extremely cold conditions that one has to face there. These have been technologically overcome, and today we have a very vibrant polar research program. So on one side, we have at the highest level a space program, and down to our ocean and polar research, we have another vibrant program. I see these endeavors to highlight the fact that we are second to none in achieving the most complex and challenging science and technology missions, given the right environment. India has taken major initiatives related to mega science by collaborating with international agencies. These include areas in high energy physics, astronomy, thermonuclear fusion, the ITER system of the Department of Atomic Energy, synchrotron supported material science research, and participation in the Large Hadron Collider in CERN. This model of I don't want to go into the details of this, but I'm sure that you are aware of some of the important contributions made by the young Indian scientists in the context of these international programs. This model of international cooperation enables the Indian scientific community to partner in some of the most ambitious projects involving highly sophisticated science and technology elements with enormous resource demands. The government has prepared an ambitious agenda for science and technology in the 12th plan, that is 2012 to 2017. The intent is to make science and technology an effective instrument for development of the country. Such a plan envisages increasing the role of science and technology in socio-economic sectors, industrial growth, implementing pan-India mission programs such as in agriculture, water, energy, environment, and health, as well as in meeting strategic needs, besides, of course, giving India a preeminent position in basic science research. There is an unprecedented increase in the financial support in the science and technology sector in the 12th plan. It's almost 3 times that of the previous plan. I may mention that the provision in the 12th plan is something like 120,000 crores over the 5 years, and one should compare this with 75,000 crores in the 11th plan, of which we spent something like 45,000 crores. So you can see that there is an increase of nearer than 2.5 times what was really spent in the 11th plan, something which is unprecedented in terms of an increase. This shows our preparedness and conviction to carry forward the performance at a greater pace. Further, the government is willing to go up to 2% of the GDP. You know, the current level of GDP is supported to 0.9 to 0.95. If 1% coming from the government sector, if it is matched by similar investment from the public and the private sector, this is mainly to make sure that you have really coming to grips with the solution that we need in this country for areas like energy, health and education, where the science could play a critical role. So in order to encourage this kind of thing with investment, not only from the government, but also from the public and private sector, these kind of schemes have been worked out under the 12th plan. Dear students, I use this opportunity to make some observations, which in my opinion are important in the context of the challenges that you will have to face in your chosen career. The first observation that I would like to make relates to some of the issues of doing science and publishing the results. Although modern science has changed the world beyond recognition and for better, this has also at times led to complacency with the development of good science and humanity. Modern scientists place too much emphasis on their results and not on replication and verification. There have been concerns on authenticity of results arising from inadequate experiments or poor and inappropriate analysis. According to a recent report, the experience among biotechnology venture capitalists that half of the published research cannot be replicated. Last year, researchers at one biotech firm found that they could reproduce only 6 of the 53 landmark studies in cancer research. Earlier, a drug company managed to repeat just a quarter of similarly important papers. Between 2000 and 2000 to 2010, roughly 80,000 patients took part in clinical trials based on research that was later found to be full of mistakes or improprieties. Concerns are mounting about rising incidents of fraudulent findings. This is just a warning because most of the good papers that come out of this country are very well recognized and authenticated. But there is a general trend which can be disturbing if it is not recognized in time. That's why I mentioned about it. Scientists now operate in an increasingly competitive environment and peer pressure. To add to this, the obligation of the published corporation has come to define the scientific merit. Failures to prove a hypothesis are rarely even offered for publication. It's also not only the problem with the scientist but also with the publisher, let alone be accepted. Negative results now account for only 14% of the published papers, down from 30% in 1990. Not that one wants more negative results, but this is a kind of a trend that one should take note of again. What I want to convey is that knowing what is false is as important to science as knowing what is true. Even when imperfect research does not put people's life at risk, it wastes public money and efforts of some of the world's best brains. The opportunity cost of such unsuccessful scientific approaches are high and hard to imagine. The second observation I have relates to bringing the benefit of science and technology for improving the quality of life of individuals and society. Advances taking place in many scientific areas, molecular electronics, molecular biology, genetic engineering, synthetic biology, nanotechnology, stem cell research, along with organized innovation, are being integrated rapidly with the application system to meet national development needs in energy, food, health, care, education, agriculture, environment, and climate change, etc. Science is dynamic and deeply embedded in society, and as society has changed, so too has science. Modern society is empowered by science. The trend towards privatization in many countries is influencing the focus and practice of science. Quite likely, even the most noble minds may not justify their very views, while in some cases the intent may be to advance research in selected areas. There is a major concern that the trend may be detrimental to the public sector science, especially fundamental research and socially relevant problems which are not profitable. Patent protection of private intellectual property, for example, makes the job of public research more difficult. There is also concern over the social implications of private ownership and control of technology. There are also perceived real and negative consequences in such a scenario, which are increasingly at odds with the best of the public interest and often lead to opposition to the induction of such scientifically inspired new approaches. We ourselves in the recent past have been encountering this in the context of genetic engineering, genetically modified crops, or the use of nuclear energy, or maybe in the nanosciences and things of that kind. So one has to be prepared for the fact that there is a better public awareness of the implications of science and its application when it comes to the larger context of the society. And therefore, the new mechanisms have to come in. And the most important aspect is that beyond working within the scientific community in a portion which we may call as the silos, we should also break away and get into other areas where actually the familiarity is extremely important. There is, as you are rightly doing in this institution, the need to integrate science education with social sciences and humanities. And I think the imperative of this kind of an educational program is now most urgent, most relevant, and cannot be overlooked. Another observation, and an important one that I would like to make, is about the demand for excellence and excellence for people and organizational spirit. For this, I draw from my personal experience in India's space program, with which I was associated for a long time. Excellence is an all-pervading concept, whether it is based on professional performance or in dealing with day-to-day aspects of personal life. The related aspects include, among other things, practicing and nurturing programs that will put from this to the best of the applicable knowledge and apply in the most critical and candid fashion. Pursuing efforts with emphasis on ensuring the highest levels of quality, creating systems with due attention to perfection, and adding to the necessary credentials capable of meeting the most rigorous demands of a modern society. Today, India is globally recognized as a significant space-faring nation. I mentioned about that a little earlier. This is the result of teamwork, wherein the most advanced science and technology from several disciplines are brought together to realize a major complex goal like building a satellite or building a launch vehicle. Thanks to the constraints placed by advanced countries on the flow of technologies, again I mentioned earlier, components and equipment, we have been inspired individually and collectively to marshal our own innovation skills to design and develop world-class systems. We took up a grand challenge of building a sophisticated remote sensing satellite in this connection. We had to go through a step-by-step learning process because we couldn't get it. It had to come from the first principles in a textbook. In fact, we built the first of the thing what we call as Bhaskara. We wetted our hands as to how to build a system, put a camera on the satellite, take pictures from space. And so we learned that art. But they were nowhere near the type of the best satellite that anybody else has prepared, particularly the United States and France. We got into the second phase, having wetted our hands, to build a satellite which would be at least comparable in performance to the United States and France. And in this process, we had to really develop a number of technologies like gyroscopes, the propulsion system, the control system, simulation, modeling, thermal systems, and also most importantly, very sophisticated camera systems which we place on the satellite and take a perspective view by putting it in orbits like 900 kilometers above the Earth. So all these things were involved learning first principles, but take you right to the cutting edge of the technology. We had to do this in a matter of something like 7 to 8 years. We built what you call as the first operational satellite, the Indian remote sensing satellite, which embedded all these latest technologies, but thanks to the innovation, the creativity of our young minds like yours. And we built the satellite, and when it went up, and we got the first pictures from the ground, we saw that these pictures in terms of its quality and its utility were as good as what the French and the Americans have put with their satellites at that particular point of time. So we had won the first battle, being equal to what others can produce elsewhere in the world, given the right type of encouragement to encourage your innovation and creativity. Then some youngster said in one of the meetings, if we can build this kind of a satellite, and we are saying that we are comparable to what the best Americans have produced or the French have produced, why is it that we cannot build a satellite? Which would be what I may say as the Americans and the French will say, why can't we build a satellite like what the Indians built? So we took up that particular challenge, and in the coming 3 to 4 years we built this IISER, which became the world's best. So you can imagine in a matter of something like 15 years, India virtually leapfrogged from a state where it did not have the concept of how to build a satellite to a satellite system which were at that time the best in the world. So what I want to say is that this is possible. All that you have to bring is to create an environment, an ecosystem where the best of the talents of the youngsters can be brought to bear in realizing the best of the science and technology objectives that this country may take. So I have no doubt that these kind of things are possible in many other areas. Of course, we did this with the PSLV, with GSLV. I don't want to go into the details of this. I may also say with respect to the challenge that we undertook in the case of Mars. Mars, you know, is a 300 days program. Once you launch it, it takes something like nearly a year, 300 days before it reaches to the vicinity of the Mars. And there are several complexities. I can only say one of them. The spacecraft to reach the vicinity of Mars has to travel through gravitational fields of the Earth, which is up to 1 million kilometers, then through the gravitational field of the Sun, which is a substantial portion, something like more than 600 million kilometers of travel, and ultimately to enter the gravity field of the Mars, which would be at a distance of something like 0.6 million. So the criticality of making sure that you have the right type of trajectory to take it to the Mars would mean that you have to model the gravitational fields of the Earth, the gravitational field of the Sun, the gravitational field of the Mars, and you have to also make sure the interface between these gravitational fields are properly modeled and evaluated, simulated, and then ultimately it is implemented. So that's where a trick is. And to give you a little idea of what this trick means, is that reaching Mars on the Earth is like you put a dime at 250 kilometers from you and you take a rifle and fire it and you hit that dime. So that is the kind of accuracy that you need. You have to reach the Mars. So that's what the Indians are trying to do. It's already halfway down the Mars. Hopefully everything should happen that on September 24th it will reach the Mars orbit, and then we would have shown to the world that we could be the third or the fourth country in the world to do this very complex mission. These examples give you a flavor of the level of excellence the Indian scientists can reach. All you need is to give the right encouragement. So all of you, I can say, you have got tremendous exciting challenges ahead of you. These kind of things give you an idea of the type of things that are in store for the scientific community of this country. I don't think you need to really go in search of problems anywhere else in the world. You have everything that you need here to tickle your mind, to tickle your brain, and to make sure that you build a world-class system, innovative system, which others will be envious. So that's what I want to say, dear students, as you leave this institute with a sense of satisfaction and deep pride. Remember to overcome the challenges in life by strength of your courage, character, and knowledge. Make through acquiring knowledge and hard work your companion in life, and success will belong to you. Develop tolerance for the viewpoints and suggestions of others. Be humble, respect, and understand your colleagues. I am sure you will take the path of hard work, integrity, and conviction to be a winner in life. Learn what you can and move on, because at the end of the day, you will be judged by what is your success and not by your failures. But coming from face, I mean also say, even if you face your failures, use that as a stepping stone to success. I would like to conclude my address with a quotation from Henry Ford, and I quote, "Life is a series of experiences, each one of which makes us bigger, even though sometimes it is hard to realize this. For the world was built to develop character, and we must learn that the setbacks and griefs which we endure help us in our marching onwards. If you think you can do a thing or think you can't do a thing, you are right for both the cases. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. Let me finally wish each one of you, my dear young friends, the best of success in both your professional and personal life. Thank you.
To present a memento to our chief guest, Dr. K. Kasturirangan. I now request our director. Our director, Professor N. Satyamurthy, and Registrar Dr. P. Bapaya, to present a memento to our Chairman, Board of Governors, Professor K.K. Talwar. Thank you, sir. May I now request our Chairman, Board of Governors, Professor K.K. Talwar, to declare the convocation closed.
I declare the convocation closed.
All rise for the national anthem. standing as the academic procession departs.